Oh hi, it's Bukai. So we're back with another build video for Idleon, and today we're going to be showing off the Squire build. So to start off with, we are going to be showing you guys my cards. So the first card I use happens to be my good old-fashioned Dr. Deficus, which gives me my 5% total damage on there. From there, we then take our Boop card, which gives me a percentage to AFK fighting gains. And I then decided to take my good old-fashioned Pincerman, which I've got to start actually leveling up a bit more. I've got a couple guys trying to get more cards, as this one's giving me 2 weapon power on top of there. Then I take my 3 separate accuracy cards, where you start with the Sandcastles, giving you 12%, the Wood Mushroom, giving me 5%, and then the good old-fashioned Stump Tree, giving me 6%. Now, the reason why I want so much accuracy is considering this build is being built up in order to take down the good old-fashioned King Doot, as well as the Font. So I need a total of 1.5k accuracy for the King Doot 100%, but bare minimum I want to get the 1.25k for the good old-fashioned King Font. And from there, I then just take my Rat card, giving me a nice crit chance, and then you have a choice here on the last card, depending on what one you want to take. Whether or not you want to take the good old-fashioned Sand Giant, which I did in order to gain a 4% bonus to your... I'm going to actually just turn off auto for a second and stand down there. Yeah, so you can take the Sand Giant in order to get the good old-fashioned 4% bonus to the minimum damage, or some people will take the mashed potatoes for additional critical damage. I personally prefer upping my minimum damage, because considering higher my minimum damage, the higher the odds I'm going to be one-shooting the mobs, which increases, I find, my active play and my AFK. Now from there, we're not going to go straight into the good old-fashioned talent tree yet. We are going to go into our alchemy. Now, on Alchemy, you want to max everything that you possibly can on there. And one thing that you need to grab is your... I don't know why it keeps doing that on there. But you want to put on your grind time a bonus on here, which takes 50 and 25 per day. For some reason, mine increased to 51 and 26. I don't know why, but it did. Yeah, and it's never gone down either. So, from here, you want to basically just every day try and upgrade that once at a time and equip it, because right now I'm getting 18% class experience. After that, if you are looking for more accuracy, keep pumping up your shaccuracy as high as possible as you can. Right now I'm limited by bloaches, as I don't have a fisher currently, as I'm trying to get the levels back up. After that, I will then start to hammer down on shaccuracy again. Yeah, so the more points you put into shaccuracy, the less points you will have to put into your wisdom. Same thing for if I go all the way down here and invest into the actual stable genius, which I can actually put an additional point in. Now, after that, you want to be increasing your full metal jacket, or your FMJ, in order to get your defense up even higher. This is what allows you to survive, and this is what allows you to kill. And you can also start upgrading your plus percentage critical damage and whatnot, and any other abilities along the way to help out. This is why, underneath here, why people say that the Hunter build is so powerful, because considering right here, Archer or Bust increases your shaccuracy on top of there. So, yeah, that's why people decide to go for the Hunter, but this is the Squire video on there. And now that we've done that, we are actually still not going to go right over there, but go into Post Office, where I'm going to go into Upgrades, where you can invest, because you are a Squire, heavy into your actual good old-fashioned health boxes. Now, there is a good reason to put into here, as you get your bonus health and you get your percentage health, as that will decrease the amount of points you need to put into Health Booster and over here into Health Overdrive. So that is a very good box to put in. I invested initially into here. I might want to take that out later on using one of my resets in order to reinvest into mana to get this up to 200. Then once I get that box up to 200, then put it into Bob's boxes. This is nice, but the only real bonus that you get that really does scale with the amount of boxes that you put in that makes it worth it is right here, the monster EXP. And same thing with this guy here, the faster cooldown. But for any warrior build, I always find that they're starved for mana, which is why I end up putting down into the actual Magician starter pack, because I get the bonus max MP and the percentage max MP increase on there. Just allows me to not run out of mana. Now, with that, we are going to start off with our actual build. So I'm going to first show off my special talents, considering these make a difference on there, where you put in your attacks on Simmer. You should be boosting that up to max. And the more points you have into the just EXP, the better off it is. From there, we now want to put down our usual, where we put 1 point into every skill that we are going to be using. And so once you have 1 point into every skill that you are going to be using, some people also put 1 into absolute unit. I'm not a big fan of putting into there. We want Meat Shank, Gilded Sword, that guy, and perfect. So now we're going to put on Assign Attacks, considering we want to keep registering and looking at how much our damage bonuses are going to be. I'm not going to equip this guy right away, considering if I hit auto on there, it will activate and it will decrease our actual bonuses. So for now, we are going to smack on auto and show off our 25k with just 1 point into everything. Now, let's go down to the actual Squire tree, where one of the first things I'm going to do is hammer this guy up to 50. Shockwave Slash is probably the most important skill that you want to upgrade. This is your bread and butter damage dealer. Oop, I went to 51. That's fine. And then your Daggerang, I go up to around level 25 to start. From there, I put 25 points into my Bricky Skin, as Bricky Skin blocks 30% of damage and gives me a +9 base defense at all times when not in use. So now my defense is up to 186. And my base accuracy is 949, so I'm actually at a high enough accuracy that if I just wanted to sit on giants, I don't need to put anything into it. Now, I put 1 point into precision power, simply considering right now it's giving me nothing. However, I will have a higher accuracy than the actual giants when this is over, that this will be giving me additional percentage. So I will then want to put around, I usually put about 10 points into the actual boost accuracy and defense by +4%, lowers damage by 7. It's not the best, but this is why you don't click it, but it actually affects. You seem to get the pro, but not the con on the actual tabs, which is why you leave it at that. Now, from here, I'm going to go over to my warrior tab. I'm going to leave the amount of points I have left, and you want to put 50 points into each of your damage skills. So let's go all the way up. Oh, and for people that have been wondering, why don't I press and hold? I am pressing hold right now. It just does not work on this script blocking browser. I don't know why, but the script block should block the entire thing from running, but, you know, I'm not going to complain that it's actually working. And boost up my other one to 45, 46, 7, 48, 49, 50. Boom. Now from here you can go to around level 40 on your actual Firmly Grasp It. That seems to be a decent breakpoint on there where you get a decent amount of strength for the amount of points that you've put in. Strength in numbers you can then boost up to around level 50. And 45, 46, 7, 48, 49, 50. I then put around 25 points into the Double Strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 25. Oop, that's 24. And boom. Then I put the rest into Carry a Big Stick. Now, I know that you'll probably notice that, oh, well, you're not maxed out on this side, which you should be. So then what that means is you want to go back over to this tree, and we are going to put 65 points into here. And obviously you want to adjust your builds depending on how much you, basically how many points you have. And so now 65, so then let's boost this guy up to a good old-fashioned 100. From there, with 100 points into there, people will put into absolute unit. I don't. I actually upgrade my strength and numbers to around 75 for 5. And then from here, I will then put the rest into the good old-fashioned firmly grasp it. I find that you gain a better bonus by doing it that way. Now from here I have 50 points left to spend, so I can actually boost this guy up to around level 45, and then I can boost this guy up to around level 25, and this guy up to level 30. Now, Mastery Up is actually a decent skill. I put my last 10 points into that, but I don't really put too much more, as that's 10 points for 3%. It's not the best, but it is pretty good on there, where I'm now up to 1800 damage with that. And if I go down to AFK info, as you can see, we're up to 246, and we still haven't even touched this tier here yet. Now, if I go over here, one of the first things you want to do is look how many points you have. So I have a bunch, which means I'm going to then just hammer all the way up on Gilded Sword. I want to max my Gilded Sword, as this percentage damage boosts all damage. Boosts my attacks, boosts my actual regular attacks and my skills. And bam, 100. Then I put 50 into Sharpened Axe. So let's go 50 Sharpened Axe. Actually, stop at 45, considering this is where I got to start looking at my accuracy. And here I am going to put around, let's say, it looks like it's going to be around 25 points. Actually, it's probably more closer to 35. 1.3. So I'm going to actually stop at 1.3. I know that that's not enough for King Doot, as he needs 1.5. However, I'm willing to have a little bit of misses on King Doot, because he's only a once a 24-hour boss. And I'm gambling on the fact that I can get my good old-fashioned, if I go to my alchemy, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm gambling on the fact that I should be able to have my fisherman before I'm ready to start really farming King Doot, and I can start upgrading my accuracy, giving me an even higher boost to get me to the 1.5 needed, with the 25 points invested. Does mean that I probably had 5 points too many into that, but I'm accepting of that. Now, from here, I max Meat Shank. This is a, whatchamacallit, a Squire build. In other words, you're not taking a skill that knocks your hit points down, so Meat Shank is a huge damage boost on there for you. So that there, if I go to my actual damage, 7,000 to 17,000. A big increase, and we're now up to 300,000 on our actual experience gain. Now from here, you got a choice. I boost my Idle Brawling up to 75. I find it's a good break point, and going up to 100 to me just doesn't seem worth it for the skill points unless you have skill points to burn. So let's bring this guy up, 74, 75. Now from here, you can boost your Gilded Sword, or you can actually boost your good old-fashioned Health Overdrive, which I'm going to boost my hit points because I want to keep my hit points above 1,000. So there we go, I'm at 807 on there. Now, this is where I did make a little bit of a mistake on this build, where I might have actually wanted to take those 12 points into Firmly Grasp It and put it over here into Health Overdrive. Now, that's not too big of a mistake, considering this is where food comes in. Now, it's nothing big, it's not too big of a deal, considering I can go over here and equip that and immediately get the 1,174 hit points that I need. However, it means that I'm relying on food to survive. Granted, these things are easy to grab, and if I go down to AFK info, there we have it, 459,967 experience. It's not the best in the world on the actual Sand Giants, as people are getting the 700,000 marker on there, but where all that damage is coming from, it's coming from here. It's coming from Alchemy. And they clearly have higher points invested into things like the Bippity Boppity, and they've got higher accuracy, so they got more talent points to spend that way. They have a higher base, or they have a... Basically, they just have these tiers boosted up even higher, and that's really where all the damage and stuff comes from in this game. And with this, that there is my good old-fashioned Squire build for everybody. Now, I'm going to turn off auto, considering it's here where I'm going to assign attacks, and I'm going to put this guy back on my bar, just to show people what it does. Turn off assign attacks, and then I'm going to go here, but if I click on it... Oh, okay, so they have fixed... oh, no, never mind, that went down. I just saw the 84, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it went up, see? No. That just went down by a lot. That's why you do not click it ever. It's a very important thing to note when you're building a Squire build. Put points into it, but do not click it. It increases your AFK, but do not click it. Now, they might have actually started to patch that. If they do patch that, where it starts affecting you get the con during the AFK, that's when you want to decide to take out those 25 points, invest them into the back to basics, and then put that into health overdrive to gain more HP to keep yourself above the 1000 threshold. So one quick little thing before I go, I just wanted to show the build again, because now that the actual buff is worn off, if I go down to AFK info, you can see it's been updated to 605,000. So it does affect on top of your bar, and just never click it, considering you go from, as you saw, 605,000 to 400,000. A huge drop. You don't want to have those drops. And with that, I hope this build has been useful, and if anybody's interested in any other builds for characters, I will have some annotations along the side to help you out with that. And so I hope that this has been useful. Take care, everyone.